So this video is not scripted, it's not planned. I've only literally just thought of this idea like 5 minutes ago because I saw it trending on Twitter. But I want to talk about mental health. Today is World Mental Health Day, and that's all over Twitter trending and such things. And everyone's tweeting out their support and talking about things that have happened to them. And then tomorrow it's all going to disappear and no one's going to remember, because that's the kind of world we live in at the moment, where one day a year or when something massive happens, it's all social media tweeting about it, and then it's gone the next day, and all the work that people could have done that day just gets forgotten about now. I'm not talking about people who spend year in, year out, every single day fighting for charities and supporting people and raising money for awarenesses. Those guys are incredible. But there's such a stigma around any kind of mental health, where because there's no physical appearance of most mental health, like depression and such things, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today because I have experienced it. You know, people look at that person and think there's nothing wrong with them. Even doctors to some point say, oh, there's nothing wrong with them. There's no physical appearance of what's happening in their brain, in their mind, in their heart. And because there's such a stigma around being weak when you are depressed and such things, you're not being strong enough to handle what life is throwing at you. Most people don't admit to it or accept it or even realize it's happening to them. And it kind of sucks. Like, as I said, this isn't planned, so I'm not trying to offend anyone or upset anyone. I'm just talking about my feelings on this situation, and hopefully help a few people think a little bit different about their scenarios, because I got into YouTube and gaming and such things because I was depressed. I had nothing else in my life. I didn't have a social life whatsoever, and it was because of the first experience of a social life within like 6 years of my life. I met DPJ and he introduced me to video making, and that's where that took off, and that gave me so much confidence and so much strength. But before that, for like 6 years, maybe even longer than that actually, probably like 8 years, I suffered alone in my room, no friends, not going out, doing nothing, because when I was like 16, 17, 15, that age period, I can't quite remember right now because, you know, there's a lot going through my head at the moment, I developed epilepsy. And at that age, 15, 16, 17, 18, you know, you're expected to go out and have a social life and hang with your friends and go out clubbing, drinking, drive to places. And in 1 week, my whole life just went, and all that disappeared because I could no longer learn how to drive, or at least it was a very complicated process. Drinking didn't help. I couldn't go out clubbing because of flashing lights, etc., and things like that. And because people are younger at that time, 15, 16, 17, 18, they don't understand life experience and such things. So I lost a lot of friends who were my friends because they thought that I wasn't wanting to hang out with them, or they couldn't see what was going on with me because they never saw me have an attack. And I just thought I was making excuses to not go and see them. So they stopped being my friend. And, you know, when that happens, you lose trust. You can't trust anyone. You lose confidence because you start to blame yourself. Is it me? Is it my body? What's wrong with me? Why don't people want to care about me? And, you know, that sends you a little bit crazy. And I'm not trying to offend anyone when I say that, because it does. It drives you into this spiral of depression and frustration, of anger, of rage, not knowing why this happened to you and what happened to you in any scenario, not just me with my epilepsy. You know, it sends you into this place, this dark pit where it's very hard to get out of. And the main problem is that people don't talk about it. They don't find someone they trust and talk to them. I only really had my mum, who is like my best friend even to this day. Like, I love my mum more than anything in this world, because she's the person who pulled me through what I was going through. I never really opened up to her and talked about it when I was younger, but I think she knew anyway what was going on. And strangely enough, she didn't treat me any differently, and that was the big thing for me, is that she did not treat me differently to, you know, how everyone else was treating me. And she made me realize that there's people, there's avenues you can take. So, you know, I did try to talk to doctors, and I did try to open up to people, and I was let down by those people. And doctors, you know, with their diagnosis were like, you need to see a therapist. And then I wasn't in the place, I wasn't mentally strong enough to be able to talk to a therapist. So I was like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine, I don't think it's that. and I passed up on the opportunity. And then for anywhere up to 5 years, you know, I suffered from lack of confidence, lack of security, you know, depression, anger, rage. I wasn't happy at all. To the point where I didn't even remember what happiness felt like. And I really wish I had spoke to more people and opened up to my mum and took the doctor's advice, because I fell into that stigma of feeling weak if I admit to this thing. And I just wanted to put this to you guys. If you're suffering from anything like that, if you feel sad every day, depressed every day, suicidal thoughts like I went through, you know, you need to talk to someone. You need to find someone that you trust, or find a doctor and tell them everything that's going on in your life, because you only get one life and it's wasted if you spend that time being depressed. I wasted a whole bunch of time in my life not doing things that I wanted to do, not pursuing things that I wanted to do, not working in the places I wanted to work, not having the friends that I wanted to have. I went 6 years of being single because I didn't trust anyone. I didn't trust any girls, any women. You know, I wasn't going out socially to even meet these people. So for a very long time, I was in a place where I just didn't want to live anymore. And I found my strength through music. I listened to a lot of Eminem, a lot of rap, just inspiring music, which helped me gain this kind of false confidence, this kind of false strength, which I then took and ran with. And I was probably the luckiest person in the world that I could logically take that fake strength and push it and push it and push it until it then developed into real strength. But there's a lot of people in this world who are never ever going to be able to do that. So I was very lucky, but I could have solved it a lot quicker if I took the advice of doctors. If I'd spoken to someone, I could have had it all done and finished in like 6 months, and I could have been in a better place in my life. But I didn't, and it was more like 5 to 6 years where I suffered with, you know, very, very difficult problems that a lot of people sometimes don't even know is happening to them. So I guess this video is more so that you guys can get to know me, as well as understand that people, and I don't want to say this word, but people like me, celebrities, famous people, whatever you want to call me, I've been through this shit. I've been through what you're going through. I am no different to who you are and what you're going through, and it's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. You're not wrong. You're not weak. You're not unworthy. You're not useless. You're not pathetic. You're a normal person experiencing normal things in reaction to something that may have happened to you. And that's okay. And that's what people need to realize, that it's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to have mental health problems. It's okay. But if you do feel these things, if you do experience anything like this, talk to somebody, your parents, a teacher, a doctor, anyone, because I know it's really patronizing, but it's kind of strange, because when I was younger, I was always told by parents, by adults, you'll have real problems when you get older. And I was like, no, I'm an adult, I'm a man, I'm a 18-year-old guy, I have all the life experience in the world. And now 10 years later, I look back and think, God, I was stupid. Like, to know what I've been through in my life now and being able to give advice to people that I got from people, it's a really strange, surreal moment for me right now. I'm just going through something. Don't worry about it. But you know, when you're younger and you feel like you can handle everything and anything because you're strong, man, just step away from that. Step away from the ego. Step away from the whatever it is. If you're feeling weak and you're trying to fight against it by acting strong, just don't. Just be weak. Make that conscious decision to accept what you're feeling, what's happening, and make a genuinely strong decision to go and change that by talking to people, by accepting it and finding other people with the same situation that you're in, and helping other people, supporting other people. Because while you might get through what you've been through or are going through right now, there's going to be other people who won't get through it, who are sadly going to commit suicide, who are sadly going to be screwed up for the rest of their life. And I say screwed up, just don't take that personally or offended if you have mental health. Like, they're not going to survive, and you could change that by accepting what you have, moving forward, trying to fix it, trying to get better, and then supporting and helping other people who may have those issues. And I'm kind of rambling now. Like I said, this video wasn't planned, it wasn't scripted. I didn't know I was going to make this video this morning, but it kind of angered me that I see so many people tweeting about mental health and it's only a 1 day a year thing. And I'm guilty of that as well, to a certain extent, because I guess, like I said, that's just the world we live in right now, where you just think about something for 1 day and then it disappears the next. And maybe that's what's causing most of the problems. But if you feel anything like I've explained today, or anything bad's happened to you and you feel different, you feel like you're not a human being, you feel worthless, useless, sad, anger, whatever, talk to somebody. That's all I can say, is find someone you trust and talk to them. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say today. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you wish to, you don't have to. Just hopefully something from this video resonates with you, and even if for a day or whatever, I've made you feel better or anything. Yeah, thank you for watching. I've been easy now. You guys have been awesome.